Good. Welcome to the big bad broadcast. That was pretty cool how that kid knocked over those garbage cans just as the drum roll came. And
That's it, man.
That was
boom,
perfect.
boom, 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 bang.
But yeah, we got a great show for you today. And welcome to the BBBradio.com. We're on Strong Island TV. We're on Roku, Spotify, anything you can think of. And
Spotify.
or you can catch us on our website on www.thebBBradio.com. And we have a great show for you today. We're going to speak about aliens. And we had a guy that was actually abducted by an alien. It was proven. He was probed, drove around the spaceship, and was going to be here today. But unfortunately, he had to fly off because he's being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Whoa.
His name, George Santos.
Yes.
Oh, George.
Bring us in.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm taking a couple of minutes. I'm going to bring
all
it
right.
in.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
You can have coffee.
So, yeah, well, we got the great show for you today. We're going to bring in some of our guests. I was going to tell you about my injury, but forget about that. I'll let Mike tell you. We have Mike Grief, king of the Clown College.
Oh, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm having coffee now.
And we got the man about town, the guy who makes this stuff move, the mover, the shaker, Craig Mitchell.
I'm having coffee, too.
That's only when he sits down he makes things move and shake.
No, it's when I take that
I'm having vodka.
Vodka. Oh, the vodka.
Well,
No,
that's
I'm
good
not.
because that'll take away the pain. See, I will tell them about John's injury. You see, John, slip and fall. No,
I was falling. So I was supposed to go to a convention last weekend, and I opened a bottle of club soda. I didn't have shoes on. My feet went out from under me, and I landed on my head, got a ride to the emergency room. They put 5 staples in my head, and I have a pretty bad concussion right now. I'm feeling pretty dizzy.
yeah, you should do what I did. They should have had to put a zipper in. See, I got a zipper in the back of my head, so every now and then they can just put a new chip in.
You know, on last week's show, I talked about how I tried to do a front snapping kick when I was drinking with my roommate, and I fell straight on my back. Were you trying to do that?
No, I actually did a full-on plank onto my head.
I'm
And when
telling
you
you,
live in Florida, you either
Yeah.
have tile or laminate floor over a concrete base. So
with
it's
John,
not
you got to
real
watch
soft.
him because John is like, John doesn't understand. I remember we work in the Magic Castle and we went out to eat and there's some guy with one of those hoverboards and fucking John, he's like, oh, I got to try that. And I'm like, okay, boom. You went down like oh my God. I'm thinking, oh my God, John, he's dead. He's dead.
He's a
That
surfer.
was so stupid of my part. It was a hoverboard. I
But
figured,
you were a surfer.
I know, but I figured, I've been on one of those other things, one of those 2-wheel things with the,
Oh yeah.
A bicycle.
I know what you're
It's
talking
called
about.
a bicycle. Man,
No, it's the
No,
thing
no,
you're
no.
standing up and
Yeah.
those,
you're talking about a Segway.
yeah,
Segway, there
Segway.
you
I
go.
mean, I played in a polo game on a Segway. So, I mean, I figure how much harder could the hoverboard be? So the guy goes, yeah, I'll let you try it. So I get on it. You guys were there. I was fine until I went to make the turn, landed on my elbow. How stupid was that? It was like my first night at the Magic Castle. I
know.
got broken my
And
arm.
see, and all I'm thinking is John goes down like a sack, and I go, shit, we're gonna miss the show tonight.
But here's a quick impression of the doctor when he was helping John's head. He went like this. He went, "Oh, spooky stuff inside." Thank you very much.
Ta-da!
So anyway, the whole big thing right now is, well, first let's just do a quick tribute to our guest that didn't make it today, George Santos.
Yeah.
What is with this guy?
First man to
Wasn't
step on the
he your
moon.
doctor also? With
He
Denise?
was-
He's your
you ever
doctor.
see that? You ever see that movie Zelig?
Yes.
Where it's like that's
No.
him. Like no matter what happened, he just puts himself into the picture.
Catch me if you can. He's putting little
Yeah.
decals from airplanes on the checks. That's him.
Oh man, it's like I've known guys like that. It's like everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. It's a mental illness because these guys don't even know they're lying. But the thing with Santos is,
Excuse me. Trump. Sorry. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, the thing is, Trump isn't even as blatant as this guy.
yeah.
These are just things that make no sense.
Well,
He's a New Yorker, and now he's saying his mother died in the World Trade Center. Today came out in the New York Times said his mother wasn't even in the country at the time.
No, the news story though is he ripped off the thing with
The dog.
The dog, and the guy, a homeless vet with his dog. Dog needed surgery, and he started a GoFundMe page for the dog, and then the vet, of course, he disappears with the money while this veteran is trying to contact him about.
Because at the same time, he opened a GoFuckMe page.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
Let me tell you something. I don't care what your political affiliation is. Something you know what, you do something like that. I mean, I swear to God, I would love to meet this man because I would just love to just teach him about baseball bat therapy.
Can we
because
pause for a second?
He's mentally ill and he needs.
Dude, you got to be careful. That could be hate. That's hate speech now.
No, it's
therapy.
Can we pause for a second?
Pause.
And notice how Mike's other personality is coming up in the corner in another box.
Yeah.
On mine, I got Mike in a little box next to him.
What?
Mike in a little box?
Yeah, I have. Now you're over his shoulder.
That's your own view.
That's your own personal view, John.
What is that?
That's your own personal Idaho.
Now we're all over
Idaho.
Mike, it's the concussion.
Yeah, I think so. Craig, I think what we need to do is go, oh, yeah, right. Okay, no, that's nice, John.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's nice, John. Do you want to color now?
Yeah.
You can color.
I don't know what to do.
Did they give you those nice little white pills?
All right.
They give you those nice little white pills. Did you take one, John?
But you gotta be careful bashing George Santos because they found a picture of him as a drag queen. So now, now it's like hate speech. So
well, I'd like to chain him to the back of my car and drag him. Is that the same thing? Is that a drag?
No, that would be a drag show.
Vacation.
You
could film it while I drag him. It would be a drag show.
You guys know the origin of the word drag queen?
Well, yeah, Bonnie Bedelia played.
No.
Oh,
well, tell us, John.
There was this guy in a dress who could be in a rail out of drag.
No, it was based back to England.
No,
and the olden days.
They do like to dress as women.
This is where I really having trouble with my memory. So this concussion. Who's back to the days? Shakespeare's Globe Theater.
That's good.
In the olden days, men played women in all the shows.
Yes.
And when they would play the queen, they would put them in these big costumes with big wooden hold the dresses out, and the costumes weighed a couple of 100 pounds. The only way they could get them on stage was with a crane. And they would crane them up, which would drag them up, and that's where the expression.
So you think it would be called a crane queen instead of a drag queen? So today they'd have a better name anyway, man. If they would have named
I'm just trying to educate you.
You're a crane queen.
I almost got thrown when Greg put that coffee cup to his head and half his head disappeared. Watch, do it again. Oh, it didn't happen that time. It just totally glitched out. Yeah, there it goes.
We're not even talking. This isn't even a show about drag queens, but I mean,
have either of you guys done drag?
I've worn dresses at various points in my life, but not for the entertainment purposes of entertaining in
just for your own personal.
I would give you my house for a picture of Mike Creep in a dress.
I can dig one up for you because actually I went to a Halloween party and I was dressed as Mimi from the old
Drew Carey
the Drew Carey show. So
that's funny.
You should get that dress and go to Walmart and see if anybody notices.
They wouldn't even notice.
No,
they wouldn't even notice. He might win an award for best dressed.
I've never been in drag ever.
No.
I
very freeing, man. I'm envious of women and Scottish guys. Wear a freaking dress, man. You got a lot of air coming down. It's fucking very
Gerald Butler was on Drew Barrymore this week, and she asked him, "Are you supposed to wear underwear with a kilt?" And he said, "No, you're not supposed to wear underwear."
No.
Why
he says, as a matter of fact, they check. They actually pull up and they make you show that you're not wearing it.
That's for a whole different reason. That's not because they want to see if you're wearing underwear or not.
That's show and tell.
That's it.
All right. Well, I think we should get to our subject for today.
We have
the subject for today is aliens. So, have any of you guys ever seen an alien besides at the border?
At the border.
Oh, you mean we're talking about space aliens? Okay,
yeah,
because I see aliens all the time, man.
I've never seen an alien. No, but No. No.
I think I saw one once.
You?
And this is years ago. We were driving up to Albany to go visit some friends at Albany State College. And we were driving down I-95 and there was this light that was just following, along on the side of the road. And we didn't think anything. We were smoking doobs. And we go, hey, look, it's a spaceship,
Oh, wait, now you didn't say when I was high or drunk. I've seen you
wait.
all the time.
So, but it was just a joke between me and my buddy. Hey, look, the spaceship's still following us. And then when we got about a half hour Albany, we got on the local radio station. All these people were calling up going, did you see that thing driving along I-95? What the hell was it? So we weren't the only ones that saw it. So I don't know what it was.
Well, right now, all over TikTok, all over the internet, people are sharing pictures of these mysterious orbs that are flying all over the planet, including a lot in Las Vegas, which is near where Mike and I live.
I've been to a couple of strip clubs and saw a lot of flying orbs.
A lot of flying orbs. You
know what? That goes for me too, but they're a little bit lower.
You know what the problem is?
Lower altitude orbs.
The problem is like, you know what? I mean, I totally 100% believe that there is extraterrestrial life. There's no way the way things are. The problem is today is with the way they've come so far with computer generated shit. There's no way to tell the fakes from the real.
Well, let me show this. Since I have it queued up, and then we can.
Well, let me just wait before you show that 1 second. Oh. They say that there's as many solar systems as many grains of sand on 7 of the world's beaches.
Imagine.
So why would we be the only ones?
I think that's a mathematical impossibility. Now, it doesn't mean that there's people that look like us. That doesn't even mean that it's, whatever.
Yeah, why are we the standard?
No, we're not. We're probably like roaches to some other fucking.
We're definitely roaches.
Probably aliens out there that fucking know we're here, but they're like fucking roaches. If you open the door, they'll multiply up here.
Definitely. Yeah, let me show it.
Wait, hold on. George Santos is calling.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He says he knows all about this.
Hold on. Click me
Here
in.
you go.
Yeah,
Watch
George.
This. There we go. One of the orbs.
Nah, see? Now that's the kid's birthday party balloon that fucking flew. That's like a black balloon, so it's probably a kid like, my kid.
Going faster than an F-14.
Well,
It was very windy.
I think that the orb is real, but I think that they photoshopped in those.
I don't think so at all.
If the orb is real, how would an orb like that fly? So you're saying that's an alien ship.
I've seen there are videos like that all over TikTok.
We're not saying it's an alien ship. We're saying it's a U.F.O. Unidentified
all over TikTok,
flying.
so it's got to be real.
Here's the thing. It might be real, but the big problem is, why would aliens be interested in us? We're a planet of hooples, man.
Well, look, if you go to the zoo or if you go to whatever, that's like there's people that collect bugs. There's people that want to see primitive life. If aliens are interested in it, that's the reason. They're just curious. They just have nothing to do on the weekends, and they're coming down. Hey, let's go to the zoo. But we are the zoo.
But if they can manage interstellar travel, they're smart enough not to be seen.
Yeah, which they haven't been. These pictures you're seeing aren't the real thing.
Well, I mean,
in the words of Dr. Guido Sarducci, if they got a ray beam, they shoot you with, then they make you not forget everything. So if you never seen a UFO, you're probably seeing them all the time.
They shoot you with the beam and you forget them.
But now there's a million videos surfacing now that it's not so hush-hush to talk about it, from like Air Force guys flying in their jets and there's something next to them.
Yes.
But you know what they're saying though? UFOs are real. It might be like, what? You go, unidentified flying objects are real. We're not saying it's aliens.
Now, when I was living in Puerto Rico years ago, surfing in 1972, these guys all talked about how this thing would come down and fly around the beach, and it was like saucer shaped and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people saw it. I never saw it, but a lot of people saw it. And then one day someone said, yeah, I'm in the Air Force. This is a blah, blah, blah experimental ship that they're flying on the uninhabited part of the island.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't know what other countries like Russia or what we even have. You know what I mean? That experimental ship.
Now, but like you say, when it's a military guy, say the Air Force, Navy, whatever, flyer, and they seeing something. Now it's only, that I believe when because these guys are staking their career. They're really, I mean, they're not going to say something that they, now I believe they see something, but if they don't know what it is, and it could be some kind of atmospheric, whatever, or who knows, maybe they're actually seeing, some kind of alien life. But
it's funny how I buy into this much more than I buy into Bigfoot.
Wait, you don't believe in Bigfoot, man?
No.
Wait, bring up those pictures of George Santos when he posed with Bigfoot. Hey, that's your mother Bigfoot you got there.
I gotta tell you something. So we have a video. It's really long. We could show it if you want.
Sure.
Like my Area 51.
Yeah, that we're going to talk about that
cool?
next.
I wanted to go to Area 69. That's my favorite area.
Oh, no.
But this is Area 51.
It's a long video. Do you want me to show? Because I have a comment about it. It's a long video.
How long is it?
It's 4 minutes and 51 seconds.
Oh, no, I don't want 4 minutes.
I'll tell you, I'll play part of it, then I'll stop it.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. Yeah, let's watch this then.
Let's watch. I hope you like it. Let's watch.
Hope you like it.
Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief. In an interview with an Israeli newspaper, he said the aliens have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News chief global correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alison. Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years. Not immigrants, but extraterrestrials. He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens, and he says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria. Well, the retired general says the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready and the aliens don't want to reveal themselves until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is.
Oh, come on, man.
I'll tell you what space is. Yeah. It's between here and head. Yeah. The only reason why he wants to even recognize the fact that there's aliens is because he thinks that they'll help him get elected.
No, well, I heard the aliens are the ones that created those little trading card, those NFT cards. I think they were created by the aliens.
I'm going to share this. Here's the creepy part. I told John I had a story. Back in 2016, when Trump was running for president, or maybe he was after he was elected, I have a friend. I'm not going to say what state he's in, but he works for a state municipality.
State of confusion.
It's just, yeah, it is if you want to know the state. Okay.
The hardest part of this,
I'll just say
Greg, is that you have a friend.
It's Florida. Yeah, well, I do. I have more than one. And my cat's, anyway, so we're on the phone and he goes, I got to tell you something. I'm going, okay. He goes, but you can't tell anybody. I'm like, all right. He goes, I was brought into a big meeting and I was told that there is a federation of aliens who are actually running the earth.
The Men in Black.
Huh?
The Men in Black.
Well, he said, and big news is coming. They're going to let themselves be known, but aliens have been here for a while. They're walking among us.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You think they'd be smarter than that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
No, they're playing dumb. They're just playing dumb.
Yeah, but they're not smart enough to play that dumb.
And then I see this video and I'm like, that's exactly what my friend told me 7 years ago. It's kind of creepy, no?
Yeah, but it's always the same bullshit. It's always, next week, or it's coming soon, or it's all just a crock. It's all money to make TV shows so that people will watch and go, hey, the aliens.
And Trump just probably read that about the Israeli guy and figured he'd jump on his bandwagon for a little publicity.
Well, yeah. I know. I mean, if there's aliens, I think it would be. How do you think they would be? Well, I shouldn't say if there's aliens. Do you want to assume there are and just say there are?
Yeah, I know there are, but
how would they reveal
I don't know if they're coming here. But.
How would they reveal themselves?
Trench coat open?
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Check this out. Look at this, baby. You never seen two of them, right? Look at that. Triple pecker.
Two of them. Actually, I've seen two of them, but not on one person.
How do we know that like jellyfish are not from another planet?
There you go.
Well, they said that actually octopus they're like very alien.
Octopi, singular.
I don't eat pie.
I'm gonna play with my octopod.
No, they say the octopus are so strange as far as a life form on this planet that they seem to be not from Earth. They actually say that, and they have 8 brains, which is 9 more than Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I don't know. Like you said, I think if aliens were smart enough to figure out how to come here, they definitely would figure out a way not to be seen.
Like that.
Do 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 do.
See, that's how I think it's going to happen to a select few. That's what I think.
No.
Or
okay, so do you?
Jodie Foster could be an alien.
I think it's going to be more like the day the Earth stood still, and friggin' the kid's going to. There you go, Gort. Come on, who knows the words? Stop Gort from destroying the Earth. Huh?
Gort Barada is Barada
Klaatu, Barada, Nikto. Hey, that you would have had the Earth would have been destroyed if it was up to you.
Well, yeah. Well, I hope it's not like like the Thing. That would be really scary if it's the Thing.
That looks like
fuck. That looks like somebody.
Yeah, that's George Santos.
There you go.
And of course, the invasion of the body snatchers. That would be kind of scary. Yeah. Now, what is this?
Okay, go ahead. No, go.
No, you mentioned something about, they said, what is the story?
Oh, yeah, okay. So there's another conspiracy theory going around that on the dark side of the moon, which Pink Floyd wrote about, according to Mike,
there you go.
There's a 1 mile long crashed alien spaceship, and inside it is this woman who was apparently the pilot of the craft. They call her the Mona Lisa astronaut, which...
She looks more like one of the terracotta army from China,
Yes!
Or she looks like Michael Jackson.
I think she looks like indigenous American.
Yeah, she looks a bit like...
And apparently she had this contraption on her head that looked like fingers where they think she was able to control the spaceship. Some astronaut said that he had witnessed it, and that's what these pictures are from, and NASA is totally denying it. So, who knows?
But you know where this all started? It started with the War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
That's when this whole alien craze started. 1939, men from Mars were destroying New Jersey. And actually...
Which is the first place aliens would go, would be New Jersey. I mean,
I was going to say they succeeded, too.
Because they heard it was the Garden State.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, so...
Mona Lisa up the moon.
How about these people that are always talking about how they were probed and abducted?
I think that's just wishful thinking. They're just fucking
I've been probed and abducted.
Yeah.
Oh, by aliens? No.
By Manuel.
Manuel. Yeah.
Craig, let's leave gerbils out of this.
Oh.
So, I mean, do you believe in any of that?
Yeah,
no, just like in the movie Paul. Have you seen the movie Paul? He had the best line in the world. They're like, oh, they're gonna probe us, and he's like, why would we want to fucking probe you? What do you think we're gonna learn from your asshole?
You mean Trump?
Oh my God! I mean,
people now.
And then like Area 51, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what the theory behind that is what they say that a spacecraft crashed there once.
Yes.
And they have actual astronauts. I mean, like aliens that were corpses that were.
Yeah, but it's funny how the rumor didn't come out until like 30 years, and then the pictures now and alien autopsy. None of that shit came out till like 30 years later. It's like it's the original cover story was that it was a weather balloon, but then they've interviewed people who were there, like it landed on like a ranch. And the rancher who came out and discovered it,
I got a great one. This guy on the news found this. He thought it was a meteor, and it was covered with ice, right? And he was like found it in the middle of his yard, and it was like first it was smoking, and he got all excited, and he called like these NASA people in. And he was all excited because he thought like it was pretty big. It was about that big. And asteroids you could sell for a really large amount of money. Sure. Anyway, the people from NASA came, and they
from
said
NASA
it was
and the Bahamas.
Yeah, NASA. They came
County,
and
said, Santos.
Now listen to this. This is the payoff. It's great. They all came and they sent scientists, and they discovered it was poop from an airplane.
Yes, I remember that story.
Oh.
It came out of
and it fell out of the
frozen
toilet
poop
from the airplane, and like it froze on the way down. Because they were saying, oh, it was an asteroid. It would have totally been hot. It wouldn't have been frozen. And it was a big pile of airplane poop in his yard.
It was alien shit.
I didn't know that airplanes pooped.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think they're supposed to eject that shit, but
No, I don't think so.
How funny is that? He went from to
It reminds me of Back to the Future when Marty crashes his DeLorean into the barn and they think it's a flying saucer.
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of.
You was it? Get him popped for you mutating some bitch.
That was Mr. Peabody on Peabody's farm. Then he ran over one of the he had twin pines. He ran over my pine tree.
If you ever really want to see something funny, go on YouTube and look space crabs with Michael Carbonaro.
Space crabs.
I think we showed it on the show.
We showed it on the show when we had Michael on. Yes, I remember that.
It is the funniest thing. He has like two look like avocado pits, and he tells this woman they're classifying them. They roll off the table, and they start smoking, and they take him out and they crack open, and inside he has two mud crabs.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. And the woman just starts going nuts. Oh my God, they're aliens! They're aliens! He puts a pail over them and slides them onto a book. And they start meowing, and he goes, "Oh no, look, it's a book about cats." And the lady's just freaking out. It's the funniest.
Raise your hand if you've had crabs. Anybody?
No.
Well, in the salad, but
no, not in the salad. Well, you can, but no.
So now we all believe that there's extraterrestrial life.
Absolutely.
But whether or not they've visited the planet, which I think they probably have, but I believe they are smart enough to have covered their tracks. I believe they visited, they know all about it, because now that's saying that there's advanced life, because, a lot of people say, is there life? Yes. I mean, there could be life that's less advanced than humans. It's hard to imagine, but I'm sure there's a lot of life in the universe and whatever that's less advanced.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well,
we're talking about fucking amoebic, those are amoeba brain pieces of
Mike,
shit.
you sent me an interview with an alien. Can we play it?
Yes.
I
did send it.
Yeah. Can I play it? You want to play it now?
Yeah, let's play it. I think that's one of the coolest things I've seen.
It is cool, and it's kind of creepy. I'll play right now. There it is.
So you know how the universe is created. So you've seen God. Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die? Okay, so let me get this straight. There's no death, and we all experience each other's lives, right?
See, now then, and I can pick that apart because, but I do love wouldn't it seem more real if he was smoking a cigarette or taking a drink of something?
I'm sorry, he sounded like
Bane can you get me another Coca-Cola or something like that?
He was Bane.
What I don't like now, I love that video, and I love the things that and it looks pretty real. But listen to the guy interviewing him. The way, if you were sitting in front of an alien intelligent being, let me get this straight. He's questioning him like he's a criminal, like he's fucking trying. Let me get this straight. So the gun was already there. That's the part I don't like. I think.
Do you aliens masturbate? Do you ever do that?
Doing it right now, goddammit.
What do you guys do for fun? I don't know.
I don't know.
I love the video. I love the animation.
I mean, why wouldn't, it's the same thing like with Bigfoot or everything. First of all, it's a big planet. Why haven't we found any evidence of a dead one?
Yeah.
And
any pictures
their corpses,
you see,
that's why.
And any pictures you see.
Who told you that?
It's common knowledge, John.
It's common knowledge. They eat their corpses.
Even the bones. That's why there's no fossils.
There you go.
They eat the bones.
And on the pod, but they're delicious.
They are delicious.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Come on, man. If Bigfoot were real, you ever see these pictures, these videos they show? Notice how there's always, this fur conveniently covering the fucking nether regions. Like, because if there was a Bigfoot, he's got a big foot, he'd have a big cock. He'd be walking around with it fucking swinging all around. You'd know that's real. Look at that.
And you know what? I'm sorry. That's what people would call him. Oh big my cock. God, I saw a big cock. He's over there.
You would be calling him Bigfoot. You'd be calling him Big Cock.
That Mitch Hedberg joke. I think Bigfoot is nothing but a blurry monster.
I've seen a big
That's why we can never get a good picture of him. And that scares the shit out of me, knowing there's a blurry monster on there.
Monster out there.
Did you ever see that bit with Steve Martin? Steve Martin sitting on a porch on a special with his wife, and they're like country bumpkins. And she's got the paper, and she goes, "You know what? There's another sighting of that Bigfoot down near the lake." He goes, "I don't know about that Bigfoot." And they talking back and forth, and he goes, "I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to solve this mystery of Bigfoot." And he crosses his leg, and he's got like a size 200 shoe on.
Well, that's like crop circles. Now, tell me the truth. When you first heard about crop circles, to me, that was like, oh my God, how can you create that? And that's got to be proof of alien visitations. Then I saw these things where they showed these guys making these crop circles. Yeah. And I go, my God, wow, these guys really have nothing better to do.
If there's anything that proves alien visitation, it would be the pyramids.
Why do you think the pyramids?
Because they appear on two different continents. That's why. There's some the Aztecs and also the Africans, or the Egyptians, whatever, have the same basic structure.
But and that might be nothing. That might prove nothing more than that people traveled from one continent to another.
It was before they did that, though. This is like.
But they have like stone carvings at Chichen Itza. That looks like God.
Excuse you.
Chichen who?
Chichen Itza.
Gesundheit.
You guys got to travel more.
That's got to be. Anyway, is that in Mexico? Chichen Itza.
If
you go there, don't drink the water.
Funny story. It's a 4-hour ride into the jungle, and you get there and you walk into this dark room. You get into this dark room, and the lights come on, and in front of you is this big like model of Chichen Itza, and this Mexican guy goes, "Welcome to Chichen Itza," and my ex-wife goes, "God, I thought it'd be a lot bigger." Everyone just cracks up laughing. Anyway, so the Chichen Itza pyramid, right? Yeah. It's pretty amazing. There's 3 pyramids, and during the spring solstice, the shadow goes through, and there's a head of an alien like a dragon, it looks like, and a tail at the bottom. And when all the sun lines up with all the pyramids on this one day, there's a body that swerves up and down and connects the head with the tail. And they knew that was the day to plant. But on the stone carvings, they have actual guys that look like helmets.
Did you hear about this too? There's an asteroid missed the Earth not too long ago I think it was in 2012. When did the Mayan calendar predict the end of the world?
2012. It was December
2012. An asteroid passed the Earth very, very close, but somehow something happened that there was some kind of a solar ejection. What do you call those? The sun, when a coronal ejection from the sun that diverted this asteroid. And it said that this asteroid would have hit the Earth right when the Mayans predicted the end of the world if it wasn't for this solar ejection.
Yes.
Well, at Chichen Itza too, they have this hole in the ground.
You just like saying
get over that name.
You like saying it.
People call it chicken pizza.
Hold on,
But
I
anyway,
drank too much
there's-
coffee. I got to go take a shitzenitsa.
Okay, so anyway, they have a hole there that's I'd say about 100 yards across,
Right.
and it's just completely unbelievable, perfectly symmetrical circle. It goes straight down into the ground about, what'd they say, 1,000 feet? All through rock, everything. And it's been there for thousands and thousands of years. How did they cut that?
And they've
Give me
proven
that
it's not
fire
a natural formation.
Yeah, give me that.
No, they say it's man-made. It's man-made. You can see where it was all cut out and everything.
That would be pretty difficult to do back
back
thousands
then.
of years ago.
Well, I mean, look at Stonehenge. Those rocks at Stonehenge, they say, came from 100 miles away up a river.
Yeah.
And they're each rock and then transported across the land for miles before the invention of the wheel.
Do you know what the function of Stonehenge is?
Yeah, it's a solar calendar.
That's correct.
Oh,
I was there also.
I thought it was a cool place to play some rock and roll, man.
Tom's been everywhere, man.
I've been everywhere, man.
I'm planning a trip.
I
man.
love.
We're gonna go to London. I want to. How far is Stonehenge from London?
About 2 hours.
Then I'm going to visit it because we're planning. We're going to take a trip to London, go see London and Paris and stuff.
Drive on the left side, Mike. Don't do
over the left side by the bank there.
But you know what's crazy? What's crazy is, when I the first time I went to Stonehenge, you could walk out and touch the stones and stuff, and you could walk through them. Now it's chained off. You can only watch it from a distance. Same thing with Chichen Itza. You used to be able to walk up to the top of listen to this. I went to the top of the pyramid. This is a God's honest truth. I have a picture of it. I went to the top of Chichen Itza, climbed all the way up these stairs. You hold on to a chain because the stairs are about this big.
So you were high in Chichen Itza.
So the Mayans had little feet. I got up to the top of the pyramid.
Mayans had little feet.
They do. Mayans had smaller feet. That's why everything is, the stairs are really small. Get to the top of the Chichen Itza thing in the middle of nowhere, and what do I see? A Jackie Martling 922 wine sticker. It's a God's honest truth.
Put there by Jackie Martling, probably.
I don't know, but I took a picture of it and I sent it to Jack, and he goes, "They're showing up everywhere, man."
Oh my God!
Knowing Jackie, he took a shitzenitsu there.
Yeah, he's talking to us.
I've driven at night as comics, as you know. We drive in the middle of the night to and from places where we can go from some place in Pennsylvania that's desolate. Upstate New York is desolate. I've never seen anything even close to an UFO or an alien ever. Never.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. And see, I think maybe aliens know when you're drinking or on drugs because they reveal themselves then. Because I see them all the time when I used to be drunk and high. But I've never seen them so I think they have a way to detect when you're drinking.
I think they're influencing your.
If your car is swerving, they know
I think they're anyway.
What did you say?
I told you I can't think.
Yeah, that was weird. You just.
I said I think they're influencing his fashion style.
It wouldn't be interesting if he doesn't have a concussion. It's just aliens making him speak in tongues.
I know.
That's not even John. That's not even really John there. That's just a John suit with an alien.
Somebody told me that when you have a concussion, Chris's daughter's husband, who plays baseball, he's a catcher, and he got a knee into the side of the head and had a big concussion.
Ouch.
And he was saying that how when you have the concussion, it's like you have to think about thinking. Which is true. Sometimes it's just not there.
I think it depends on.
I've had a concussion for 30 years. Because I got to think about thinking all the time.
I got hit with a fastball on the side of the head, and I had a minor concussion, but not a bad one. So I just was foggy.
Well, I fell flat on my back, and no part of my body hurt except for my head, which the doctor says you landed completely on your head.
How the fuck can you do that?
Well, I jumped out of the car.
My feet went up like this, and I just came down on my head.
What did you slip on?
Seltzer. It was an old comedy act.
Yeah, I think you got He has a bunch of clowns running.
Seltzer thing. He was ducking the pie that was coming at his face, and he
it's like you got.
Oh, I needed that laugh.
Did you ever see? There was a show on back when we had Pabs or Genius on the other show. I know we talked about the show called Committed.
Speaking of funny.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's the thing. There was a show called, and the whole thing is Tom Poston was a former clown, and he lived in these people's closet. And he was in communication with another clown who was played by Bob Newhart. And he gets a box from him and he opens it up, right? And it's a pie. And he goes, you're supposed to hit him, and he goes, he hits himself in the face with the pie, and he goes, nice shot, right? Because they're having a pie throwing contest by mail. Right. Then Tom Poston at the end of the episode in the credits, you see Bob Newhart opens up the pie. He goes, oh, okay. And he throws it over his shoulder. He goes, missed. You missed. Very funny. It's a long way to go from that, but thank you.
In the script that we wrote for Raymond that we never got made, one of the things he's telling how his mother, he goes, it was our honeymoon, Brad. It was the father's telling. He goes, it was our honeymoon night. We were coming home from a restaurant. All of a sudden, this little car pulled up. 8 of them jumped out. Your mother was gang spritzed on Bourbon Street.
Gang spritz.
He goes, to this day, if we go into a restaurant and she hears a seltzer gun, we have to leave, Ray. And then he's telling the story to the mother, how he understands. And the mother goes, what are you trying to do? Kill your father, Ray? It was our honeymoon night. We were walking down Bourbon Street. All of a sudden, the car pulled up. 8 of them jumped out. Your father was gang-pied on Bourbon Street. He goes, that's why we're in a restaurant and a dessert crowd rolls up. We're out of there, Ray. You know how much money we wasted on unfinished meals?
How did we get on clowns?
I don't know.
We're talking about aliens.
Well, no, we're talking about John. You brought it up when you said John.
Oh, you brought it up. No, what happened was I went to the refrigerator. I was all packed. I was getting ready to go to bed. There was a liter bottle of seltzer that had been opened and was cold.
So there's alcohol involved in this, John.
So I opened up the lid and it started spraying all over. I went to go put it in the sink before I drenched everything. It must have been on the floor. I could still feel it. My feet went straight out from under me, and I basically planked into the floor.
Let me ask you a question, because I've fallen like that. And the most amazing thing, it almost like it happens in slow motion when you're in the air.
Slow motion, yeah.
It's like you know the pain is coming.
I said, I could still see my feet going out, feel my feet going out from under me.
It's the weirdest sensation. You have time to think about what's coming.
Yeah. In all seriousness, John, I think this is the perfect time for you to get that little pendant, and you can be, I've fallen, and I can't get up, and you should be the new spokesperson. You can make stuff disappear at the same time.
My daughter's convinced I was knocked out.
Well, do you know you weren't?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember, if it was for a couple of seconds, I remember laying there and my whole body was numb. I thought for a second, are you paralyzed? That's how hard I hit.
Oh, shit.
And then I remember I lifted my head up this far and the room started spinning around. And she's like, oh my God, I'm calling 911. And the ambulance place is like right next door to my house, believe it or not, like 100 yards down. And I remember the guy saying, put a towel on the back of his head to stop the bleeding. Give me your address. She went 820 South Courtney and give me your zip code. And as she was saying the last number, they were rapping at the door. Jeez. Which is amazing.
You should edit John's address out of the show because, he's going to have groupies showing up at the house.
Did you say your address?
I quit. Not the whole thing.
Good.
Okay. No,
I thought about that as I was doing it.
When I joked about it, but when I used to play hardball, I was at baseball camp, and this kid who could throw 90 something miles an hour was showing off for agents or scouts from the Texas Rangers. And I got the only hit off him the first time through the lineup. When I came up again, he put a baseball right here. And I don't remember hitting the ground. So you can black out but for like a second.
And his name was George Santos. He could
Hey,
throw the ball
listen,
90
George
miles.
Santos, he had a heater.
He could throw the ball 90 miles an hour.
I was a blackout drinker and drug user, and let's just put it this way: I've come to driving a car. So
Come to?
Oh my God.
I've come to driving a car. I was driving down the street. I mean, must have been driving. Next thing I know, I'm coming. I'm like, okay.
Thank God you guys are in rehab.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
I mean, and
I'll tell you, I fell from a third story window once, drunk. We were climbing, it was an old abandoned building, and they had, they had the fire hoses, that are in the hallways of buildings.
no.
right.
So we dragged the fire hose, we put it out the window, and a couple of my friends at third story, they climbed down. And you got to remember now, I'm drunk.
How old are you at this time?
I'm about, I think I was 16 or 17, whatever it was.
Right.
And yeah, I remember at the time, I'm probably 280, 300 pounds. And I'm a strong guy, but drunk off my ass. I climb out the window. I'm holding on to this thing. And as soon as I let go of the windowsill, I'm holding on to nothing, but I realize I'm
not holding my weight up.
I'm not going to be able to do this.
Man.
And all of a sudden, and that's how I know it's slow motion, because I remember each brick as it passed by me as I was falling. And then I'm laying there and I'm hearing my friends going, he's dead. Let's go. Leave him. And I'm like, wow, I just love these guys. Yeah, they're going to leave me there. And I open my eyes and go, I'm not dead, you fucking asshole, whatever. But I sprained. Well, God looks after drunks. I folded, I collapsed. So I did hurt I sprained both of my ankles, my knees, my back, everything. And I had to walk 3 miles because this was at the end of Roosevelt Island, back before they built it in and put buildings and shit on it. This was by they used to have that Blackwell Hospital and all that. And I had to walk 3 miles with sprained ankles and knees.
Well, you know how they say in quantum theory that everything that can happen does happen?
Mm-hmm.
And that explains all the different universes, that for every occurrence, every outcome that can happen happens.
Yeah.
Well, if that's true, then I died in 1987 when I was down at the new
stage at Governor's and, oh no, good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I died there too, but I was in Daytona. And I was playing a club there, and they gave me a hotel room on the 16th floor overlooking the beach. And it had a cement wall over the little balcony. And I got really drunk. I mean, I had a bottle of Southern Comfort. I got really drunk. And I thought what would be cool is to sit on the balcony. Okay. And I sat on the balcony naked with my feet dangling over. And to this day, I don't know how I didn't fall. Thank God. But
you were naked, and there is a God. They didn't want anyone to find that.
It was actually, and then an alien came and pushed me back into the room and said, nobody needs to see that shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
That's true.
Crazy.
Well, that's the same with me. Like I said, it's one of the reasons I had to quit. Yeah, definitely. I would do the stupid. Like I said, I jumped out of moving cars, and my reasoning was I wanted to see what it felt like.
Well, that's comparing you
all the time. You see movies all the time. You see guys jumping out of cars or getting thrown out of cars. And I said, you know what, man, that'd be really cool. So I think I didn't tell my friend I was in the back seat of a car. He's driving about 30 miles an hour. I opened the door and I jumped out.
Oh my God!
Luckily, I was wearing leather. Otherwise, I would have been torn up. But
and what happened to you?
Nothing. I didn't get hurt at all, actually, at that time.
So years ago, it was probably years ago, many years ago. I was probably 18 or 19. And I was at my cousin's house. And he had one of those, what do you call those? The Scout, that car that's a Scout.
Oh,
they're like collector items now,
Yeah, the square.
Yeah.
Valiant?
No, it's International Scout.
Oh, a Scout.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So it had bench seats in the front, and my friends were following us in another car. We were in Southampton on North Sea Road, which is like a really curved road.
Right.
And I was sitting Indian style. This is how many years ago it was on the seat, talking to my cousin.
No, you were sitting Native American style.
I'm sitting Native American style right now.
Smoking a doob, right? Because that's what we did.
I'm not smoking.
So, and at the time, I used to drive out to Southampton. I'd have 3 in my wallet and 3 in my horn of my car. And my cousin would always say, "We having a flatty or a curvy?"
Get it?
John's wallet had the thing like the condom and then the joints over it. So it's like it had that.
No, the curvy was from inside the horn of the car.
Oh,
I'd pop off the horn. I would put them in there. So anyway, I'm driving along and we're going like this and I'm sitting here facing them. We go around the turn. I do a backflip, hit the door and go out the door and over this like little cliff with a cassette tape still in my hand that I'm about to put in. Right. And then my friends are following them and they just see this. They see me do a somersault out the door of a car and down like this little sand cliff. My cousin keeps driving. Right.
Well, you think you were dead.
So they go rushing up to and they're going to my cousin. Are you crazy? They say that they stop and they said, I come walking out with the tape like all over like the cassette.
Right.
Like I'm walking out, stumbling out like, oh, and they're like, oh my God, are you okay?
My tape.
So they rush down and they grab my cousin and my cousin goes, yeah, like I kind of thought he was there, but then he wasn't.
Good. You're smoking some good shit.
And then he wasn't.
Right.
Man.
So then we went water skiing the whole day. And that night my ankle was like this big from where I hit it. But yeah, I went head over heels right outside the door.
How fast?
30.
God, I've done so many
I've never fallen out of a car.
I've done so many, and I'm just lucky I can remember some of the things. Like I remember we went to the Hayden Planetarium to go see one of the rock shows. Remember the laser rock shows, which were the coolest thing to do. We'd get just blazing, just blasted high, and then go to see laser rock or something like that. And I remember they wouldn't let us in one show. It was either soul something. And you remember on the doors, they had those glass windows that have the wire inside the glass that's like smashed, whatever it is. And I punched it and I cut my whole hand open. And all of them, I remember there's like 7 or 8 security guards chasing me down Central Park West, whatever it was. And at that time I could run out. I just remember so many crazy, drunken, drug-fueled adventures. I just remember being in a bowling. Oh, this was during my angel dust days.
I don't remember doing anything. I mean, the word, I hate to say this, and of course I'm doing this on a show where people are going to be watching. I don't do this anymore. It's been 30 years, but I used to drive drunk all the time.
Yeah, no, like
that was the worst thing. I don't want to belittle that. I was going to say that's the worst thing I did. It's pretty friggin' bad.
Yeah.
I never did anything. I mean, aside from sitting on that balcony, I don't remember doing anything.
Am I muted?
No. You're not.
I gotta call this.
Now you're muted.
What's he doing?
He's calling the aliens. He's calling George Santos.
Oh, let's.
I have to call this doctor back. I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead. And what we can do is we can do both voices if you want.
There you go. I'll be John. Oh no,
okay,
you want to be John? I'll be John.
Not John.
Okay, I'm
so
back.
anyway, I did this thing and
call your doctor. Call your doctor. We want to make fun.
If I talk like that, I'd kill myself.
Wait, let's hear your. Go ahead, Craig. Let me hear your John Ferrantino.
Well, man, I fell out of a car. I don't know. I can't do
that. That's an old stoner. John's not
Yeah, well,
Well, Rooney does the best impression of me ever.
I can't
Rooney sounds exactly like.
Well, Rooney sounds exactly like. I can't do John. I can't do it, John.
I can do Jim Myers.
Go call your doctor back.
Yeah. It's funny. He texted me a message.
We freaked him out. He didn't want that would have been fun.
The phone kept ringing.
That would have been a spontaneous moment that would be classic forever.
Yeah, it's like, John, can you come back in? I seem to be missing my watch.
Oh wait! I accidentally called my proctologist.
I told you I'm putting together this comedy seance, and that's one of the things I'm going to say. This is pretty funny, I think. So I'm going to go, somebody's been trying to contact me. I use these blackboards, and I put a piece of chalk on it, and I go, can you tell me who that is and what do you want? And I open it up, and inside the middle of it one side says you've been served and the other one is a subpoena. It says, and the subpoena says New York State Fraud Division versus John Ferrantino.
I wrote a joke 20 years ago about my dad after he passed away. I said, my dad's kind of an asshole. I went to a seance to contact him, and he came through and he said, "There's money in the house. Check the house." And I was like, oh my God. I went home and I tore the house apart. I mean, ripping open walls, carpets, everything. Couldn't find it. I go back to the seance and contact my father again. I go, "Dad, I didn't find any money." And all he said was, "Psych." So,
this is an old joke. This is a funny joke. I can't believe we went from aliens to this. So it's right after vaudeville's over, and the ventriloquist has no money, no place to live. So he goes to the pawn shop and he says, "Listen," he goes, "I don't want to sell this. I just want to pawn this. This dummy's my life." And the guy goes, "I'll give you $25.
Oh,
so he takes the $25, which is a lot of money back then, but it was a handcuff part. And he gets a room for $5. He's going to sleep in it, and it's sort of like a storefront. So he puts a sign up that says Spiritual Media Inn. So this woman comes in and goes, "Can you get in contact with my dead husband?" And he goes, "Yeah, it'll be $5. So she goes, "Irving, I got things to tell you." He's throwing his voice. She goes, "Oh my God, it's him. It's him." She goes, "Could I come back tomorrow?" And he goes, "Yeah." So he comes back every day for like a week. And finally he goes, "This one's got to be catching on." So he goes, "Listen, I can't get in contact with him anymore." And she says, "I got one more thing I got to tell him." He goes, "Please." He goes, "No, I can't get." She goes, "I'll give you $200. It's all the money I got left in the life. Do you think you get in touch with him?" He goes, "Lady, for $200, not only I get in touch with him, I can do it while I'm drinking a glass of water."
That's fun.
With that, I think we're almost done, right?
I think so. I didn't time it, so we could be like 3 hours.
We're at 3:00 already.
The aliens.
Well, okay, so
before we end, definitive. Do we think aliens really exist? I mean, no bullshit.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, me too.
I think they do too.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure about Bigfoot.
I don't think Bigfoot.
No, I don't believe in Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster and all that shit either. But
the weirdest part is the last recorded sighting of Bigfoot is about a half a mile from my house on the Sykes Creek Bridge.
Really? Were you smoking something that day?
No. You can look that up. That's
First
the last
of all, you
recorded...
live in Florida. There would be no animal with hair.
Yeah, no, they say that all the real redneck locals here say that Florida at one time was inhabited by a thing called a stink ape.
A stink ape. Am I sweating? I'm sweating here. Louis V, am I sweating?
Yeah, let me guess. A stink ape that was in Mar-a-Lago? I'm just guessing.
As a stink ape. That's what they say.
Was built on top of the first stink ape cemetery.
Before we go, let me look up stink ape. But that's what they say.
If you have any problems with me making fun of Donald Trump in this episode, I understand. Please send all cards and letters to George Santos, P.O. Box 1964.
And send all your money to me. I'm collecting for the Trump Defense Fund.
Yes.
If they're all going to grift, I'm grifting.
All right, here we go. Listen to this.
Okay. Stink ape before we go.
Stink ape or skunk ape, also known as the swamp ape and Florida Bigfoot, is purported ape-like creature said to inhabit the forests and swamps of some of the southern United States, notably in Florida.
You know who that is, don't you?
He's got a Wikipedia page.
It's Alec Baldwin. He was just charged with
Stink Ape's got his own Wikipedia page, and I don't. Actually, I have a German Wikipedia page.
I have a Wikipedia page, and I'm nobody.
Oh, well, you set that up yourself.
No, I mean, comparatively, let's put it that way. I mean, it's like, and plus.
Come on, that picture doesn't look phony.
No. Oh, is that Stink Ape Man?
Didn't he fight the $6 million man once?
I got high with Stink Ape, man.
It's actually a bronze statue of the Stink Ape.
Oh, well, yeah. He fought the $6 million man in that episode. Remember that?
Man. Me and Stink Ape, man, we used to chill out and ride around the Everglades on a fan boat.
Stink Ape. That sounds like somebody in a band. And that's on the bass.
I'm an ape man. I'm an ape man. I'm an ape man.
All right, we gotta say goodbye.
All right, we gotta say goodbye.
Man, I'm a voodoo man. I'm an ape man. I don't want to live in the world no more. I don't want to die in a nuclear war. I want to sail away to a distant shore and live like an ape man. Hey.
All right. And on that note.
On that net, we must say goodbye to Caribbean Mike.
Caribbean Mike.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Alien Craig. And Concussed to me.
Concussed me.
Concussed.
Oh.
And we have a guest.
Anyway, that's the end of our show. And we confirmed with our guest already, Richie Minervini.
Yay.
I called him yesterday to say, you still remember you doing the show? He goes, hey, dude, I don't have the concussion. You do. Of course I remember.
Yeah,
and he's bringing George Santos with him.
Fish for dinner?
And so we got Richie Minervini, who's a classic.
We want to see that. We love Richie Minervini.
His club started every comedian on Long Island. That's huge. Eddie Murphy.
Me. I'm huge.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Me. I'm huge.
George Santos.
Yes.
But before Santos did his comedy special.
Yeah.
We have the toughest time saying goodbye.
Well, because I finally having
fun. I'm so glad we had this time.
I know. I'm saying we did.
All right. So yes, we got to leave, but that's right. You can catch us on the Big Bad Broadcast. You can catch us on Strong Island TV, on Roku, Spotify, Fire Stick, or you can catch us on our website on www.thebbbbradio.com. But we're every place. You're even on Twitch.
And remember, you can watch us. We can watch this live also on YouTube at 10:00 on YouTube.
Watch the
Twitter,
show.
On
we'll
Facebook,
come to your house and we'll do it in your living room.
Watch the show.
Yeah, watch
the show. Watch the show.
The aliens are telling you to watch the show.
I'm bleeding somewhere.
Oh my God. What do they call that? The stigmata.
I have the stigmata. Yeah. It's the aliens.
The stigmata.
The aliens, man.
I want to go bleed.
I'm really concerned that he's got blood on his hand and no pants on. I gotta leave. Bye. Bye.
And that's how we end it. Beautiful. Later.
Peace.